What's going on YouTube? Heroes Gaming, and in this video we are going to be talking about Road to the Show, the ups, the downs, and where I think they're going to be going forward in their vision and where I think they went wrong. So this might be a long video. I might get off on some rants, but grab some coffee or grab whatever, sit back and enjoy the video. The first thing I want to talk about is the combine. Now, whenever we would make our ball player in the past, what they would do is they would send us to a little combine. I forgot what they used to call it. Bowman Scout Day. So yes, they used to have us go to the Bowman Scout Day and have us do some drills. The thing about that is it never really did anything or was a plus or minus to our attributes. It was just it was just something that they had us do just to do it. They had us do a few batting drills, a few fielding drills, and they had our player run, and they would say, oh yeah, he ran this 40 and this and that, but it was really nothing important that they had us do. I wish it was something else that they would have us do. So let's say our ratings are set at something, but if we went to the Bowman Scout Day or the Combine or whatever, and we did really good, we could get a +3 or a +4 in something that would make our player a little bit better going into AAA. Another thing that they implemented in the last 2 years is where you get drafted. Whenever you get drafted to a team, your ball player is sitting on the sofa or the couch, whatever, and the cell phone is right there on the table, and you found out what team drafted you by looking at your cell phone, and then the baseball team's logo, pops up on the cell phone screen. So that's how you find out that whatever baseball team drafted you. In the past, what they used to do is they used to just show you a screen of just all the teams drafting players, and the players that are being listed just go down the screen until the announcer gets to a certain team, and then he announces your name. I really don't know which one is better. Both of them really doesn't make you feel that immersed in the game. I guess if I want to pick which one is better, I would prefer looking at the way that they had it before, where the teams are going down the screen picking players, and then the announcer says your name. At least the announcer says your name instead of your player just sitting on the sofa and then bam, team logo pops up. So they've had that in the last couple of years. It's really not much. I wish they would do more, but then again, the MLB draft isn't really nothing that's televised on TV or that important, so I can see why they do it like that. What I would really want them to do is let our ball player have a voice. A lot of single player games, whenever you're creating a character, if they have you create a character, they give you voice options for your character. They give you at least 2 or 3 voice options that you can choose from. Let us be able to choose a voice for our character, and also let us be able to talk. Not one time in MLB The Show for Road to the Show has our player been able to talk or say anything. We've always had a narrative talk for us as if he's telling a story. Well, I want them to have us be able to have a voice and have some type of story that goes along with it, instead of just saying, oh, here, create your ball player, and then here's the guy telling the story again. Here's some, I don't know. I mean, great voice, but sometimes he puts me to sleep. I'm like, oh, here he goes again telling the story. But yeah, give us an option to be able to talk, and for us to pick a voice type. And speaking of stories, give us a story mode. Give us an actual story mode. NBA 2K has a story mode. Cheesy, yes, but they give us something to work with. At least for the, I'm going to say, at least for the first year of our career, give us a story mode. Why are we playing baseball? Give us some friends. Like they have they have a system in it. Well, not really a system, but they have a tab in the game where you have rivals and friends and best friends and all of that. Make that actually mean something. Like, yes, it kind of means something right now. It gives you and your teammates plus 2 or 3 boosts if you're both at bat, or if somebody is on bases. But put that in a story mode also. That would at least give us something. Even Madden has a story mode. As bad as Madden is trying with a story mode. I think out of all these years with Road to the Show, we can at least have a story mode besides a narrative, a narrator. Give us something. I don't care if it's through minor leagues. At least that's something, because the only thing we have now is a narrator and the podcast. That's it. And with the podcast, they don't even say our player's name in the podcast, because I don't know why, but they don't say our player's name. Well, probably because it's not like they know what name that we're gonna pick for our ball player, but they just gloss around and say, oh, him and he and his first game and his first home run, and that's the only thing they have right now as far as a legit story mode. So give us something to actually work with for our first full season. I'm gonna have to say one of my biggest asks that I want them to put in the game, and this goes for a lot of people who have watched my streams in the past. Everybody complains about this so much that I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere has heard this on the dev team. Please, I'm begging you, please, if we are stuck on a team and we want to ask for a trade, let us ask for a trade anytime we want. Don't just have a random cutscene pop up in the middle of the season or in the off season, and we talk to our agent and we say, hey, I want to get traded, and then our agent comes back and says, well, you're a rookie, or you haven't been on the team for that long, so you don't have much pull, or I don't have much pull, so I'll see what I can do and I'll get back to you. And then a month goes by, 6 months goes by, a year goes by, a year and a half goes by, and then you get that random cutscene again with your agent, and the only thing he has to say is, well, I couldn't find anything, but I'm gonna keep trying. Hang in there. Are you sure this is what you want? All right, I'll get right back at it. And then another month goes by, another 6 months goes by, and then he comes to you and says, well, sorry, I couldn't find anything. Or they'll say, oh yes, you've been traded to such and such team. I don't mind being traded to a random team, but please give us the option to ask for a trade anytime we want, and not have us wait for a random cutscene for our agent to ask for that. And also, let us change positions. We haven't been able to change positions. I don't think the last time we've been able to actually just switch positions was before the Archetype system was implemented in the game. We can just go to our bio, and let's say I'm playing shortstop, and I go in my bio and say, you know what, I want to play center field, and I switch my player to center field. Next game I'm playing center field. They've taken a lot of that freedom away from us. So, let us ask for a trade anytime we want. I can't tell you how frustrating it is just waiting for a random cutscene and then not getting what we want. Another thing I want them to implement, and I'm going to use 2K, my career, as an example for this. In 2K, when you get to a certain overall and you reach a certain goal, I should say, the front office will let you pick what players you want them to approach and go after in the off season to sign or trade for to get them on your team. I want MLB to implement that. Let's say your first season you get not even your first season. Let's say you have to get the MVP award. Let's say you become an MVP, and then in the off season they say, "Hey, you're an MVP this season. Now, since you're an MVP, you get the option to ask us what 2 or 3 players would you want us to trade for or try to get to add to the team." I think that would be so big and huge because with baseball, it takes a lot of different pieces to win and to win a championship. It's not like basketball where you can have 1 or 2 people carry a basketball team to a championship. Baseball, you need damn near the whole team. So give us the option to ask the front office to get certain players on the team and positions that we're lacking, So I think that would be very big. Very, very big. Okay, so we are going to get to the part of the video where I think Road to the Show has taken a nosedive and nosedive very quickly. And when I say that, I'm talking about Archetypes making Road to the Show an online game mode and Archetypes being paid to win. So let's start with how Road to the Show used to be an offline game mode. And when I say offline game mode, that means if you were playing MLB The Show, if you were playing Road to the Show and the servers went down, that did not mean you couldn't play Road to the Show. It meant that if you were playing online versus one-on-one online, like an exhibition online against somebody else, Diamond Dynasty or any of those game modes, you were not able to play the game online. But you can still go to Road to the Show and play as much as you want because it was not in the online game mode, it was offline game mode. So you can still get your progression, you can still upgrade your player and play your games because it was offline. In the past 2 years, they made Road to the Show an online game mode. Now, why have they done that? Why did they switch from offline to online? Well, they did that because they wanted to implement the archetype. They wanted to introduce the archetypes, and the reason why they introduced the archetypes was, and I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place, but they introduced the archetypes so they can have you bring your ball player over to Diamond Dynasty so he can play online, so you can play with your ball player online against other people. You can insert your ball player into your Diamond Dynasty lineup or rotation and play with him in Diamond Dynasty, I should say. Now, when it comes to that, that means that now your ball player is being, how can I put this? Your ball player can no longer be 99 in every single category. Your ball player is now being handicapped because of these archetypes. You have to choose what you want to be really good at and mediocre at, and then what few spots you want to be really bad at. You can no longer be excellent in everything. You can no longer be excellent in hitting home runs, getting contact, having a 99 speed, a 99 fielding, or any of that. You have to sacrifice in some categories. Excuse me. Only because they can satisfy the Diamond Dynasty players, so you're not bringing a 99 overall in every category to Diamond Dynasty and kicking everybody's ass. So let me just rewind a little bit. They went from an offline game mode to online game mode. They switched up the system so we can have archetypes to please Diamond Dynasty online players, so you can bring your ball player over to Diamond Dynasty and play with him. Now that just completely ruined and messed up a lot of hardcore Road to the Show players, because now if the servers are messed up, we can't play Road to the Show. We have to sit around and wait like everybody else until the servers are back up. And guess what? If you're in the game playing Road to the Show and the servers go out and you come back to the main menu, none of your progress is saved, because while you're in the game, the servers went down. So there's a lot of no-nos and negatives about them switching Road to the Show from offline to online. And not only that, archetypes are a sort of pay-to-win mechanic, because yes, you can grind out your archetypes from silver, gold, and diamond, but you can also just pay for them in the shop to get your player to whatever overall you want him to be. They want that to be that way, so when you bring them over to Diamond Dynasty, you know, people over there, they pay for anything. They don't care, you know. But we are suffering because, yeah, we're going to grind it out. But at the same time, it's frustrating because our ball players having it like 50, 60 home runs a season. But our overall is like a 76. And we're stuck in AAA because we don't have a gold archetype to upgrade our players to get called up to the show. I cannot tell you how many streams or how many people have come to my stream and complain that they're still in AA and AAA batting a 900 only because they haven't grinded out their archetype to a gold or silver to upgrade their player. And you can only get called up and Road to the Show if your overall is a certain rating. You know, you can be batting a 900, 70 home runs, 200 RBIs, 100 stolen bases, and AA and AAA, but you're not going to get called up because your overall isn't high enough, and you haven't grinded out those archetypes to level up your ball player. So the whole system is broken when it comes to that. So broken, and they really need to fix that this year. So they have not talked about Road to the Show yet, so we'll see what they have in store for us this year, I should say. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and once again, have a good day.